The fog is a wet shroud, clinging to the giant ferns and muffling the world. For the sky-4 clan, it is both sanctuary and tomb. They move through this perpetual grey twilight, a tight knot of 12 early humans, their bare feet making soft, sucking sounds in the mulch of the forest floor. Bioa, the clan's anchor, grips a spear tipped with a sharpened horn, a crude but vital piece of their osteodontoka-atic technology, whose eyes, honed by a lifetime of peering into mist, constantly scan the featureless wall of white that surrounds them. This is the whole of their prehistoric world, 100 paces of visibility in any direction. And beyond that, only sound. And in that sound, dinosaurs live. A sharp, clicking chirp cuts through the damp air to their left. It is too rhythmic for an insect, too sharp for any bird they know. The clan freezes, becoming statues of mud minus smeared skin and tense muscle. Young Ilara, clutching her mother's leg, stifles a whimper. Another cheer pounces from the right, closer this time. They are being bracketed. This is how it begins. BOR knows this pattern. A terror has been writing its signature into their hominid history for 3 moon cycles. They are being studied, hunted. Old Lyra, her back bent but her hands still deaf, strays a few paces from the group, her eyes fixed on a patch of blood-red mushrooms at the base of a cycad. They retreat, a small defiance against the gnawing hunger. Lyra, BOR hisses, his voice a low growl swallowed by the fog. The clicking intensifies, now a frantic, excited chorus that seems to come from everywhere at once. It is a wall of distracting noise, a hunter's trick. Boar's stomach clenches. He knows the real threat does not come from the sound. It comes from the silence the sound is meant to create. He pivots, searching the fog behind them, the one direction where there is no chirping. There is only a flicker, a brief, ghost-like silhouette of something large and feathered, a ripple in the grey. Then, a sudden, violent thrash in the undergrowth where Lyra stood, followed by a single, choked soft scream that is brutally truncated. A heavy, dragging sound recedes into the mist. Then, nothing. The chirping stops. The silence that returns is heavier, more profound and sure. It is a silence full of absence. The clan huddles, a single trembling organism. They saw nothing but a shadow. They heard nothing but a death. The unseen Duromi also red-packed the ghost-demons. The Utahraptors has taken another. BOR looks at the faces of his people, slick with fog and fear. He sees the dawning horror that this is not a random act of predation. This is a methodical harvest. Their greatest survival skills, their communal calls, their warning shouts are being used against them, turning their voices into beacons for an enemy that hunts with intelligent, malevolent patience. The fog is not their shield, it is the raptor's killing jar, and they are trapped inside it. Grief has no voice here. In the dam, shallow cave that serves as their refuge, the clan mourns Lyra with silence. The loss sits in the hollows of their cheeks, in the way they flinch at the drip of water from the stone ceiling. To speak is to invite the ghosts, to draw a map for the sick-led feet that haunt the fog. This truth has settled into their marrow. Every sound is a betrayal. BOR watches them, his own heart a cold stone in his chest. He sees young Alara open her mouth to cry for her grandmother, and her mother, Rena, clamps a hand over it, her eyes wide with a terror that is stronger than sorrow. This is their new reality. They are being unwound, their social bonds woven from calls, warnings, and shared stories are being systematically severed by an unseen enemy. It is BOR who makes the first deliberate move. He gathers the clan not with a call, but by meeting each of their eyes and gesturing them to the center of the cave. He picks up a charred stick from their fire pit, a remnant of their most basic primitive technology, and the cave wall. He scratches a crude shape, a bipedal figure with a long tail and a terrible, curved claw, the Angui corn. He points to it, then slashes a line across its throat. Then he points to his own mouth and shakes his head vehemently. He touches his ears, then points back to the drawing. mimicking the raptor's clicking calls with his tongue. The message is clear. A silent lesson in this new school of survival for these ancient humans. Our sounds are their arrows. Thus begins the Great Quiet. The next days are a frustrating pantomime. A struggle to rebuild a world without words. A flattened palm held up means stop. A finger pointed at the eyes and then to the horizon means look. A hand cupped behind the ear, followed by a frantic shake of the head, means a sound was heard. Hide. They develop a lexicon of the earth, using bent twigs and arrangements of stones to leave messages for each other on the trail. 2 stones stacked means safe water. A broken branch pointed back the way they came means danger. Turn back. It is a grueling mental evolution, a rewiring of the very essence of their community, forged in the crucible of fear. The test comes sooner than they expect. A foraging party, led by Bio Andrina, is digging for roots in a clearing when the world goes still. The insect run ceases. The distant cries of pterosaurs vanish. It is a vacuum of sound that precedes the hunters. Bio doesn't shout. He slaps his hand flat on the damp earth, a silent, vibrating command that travels through the ground. Down. The clan melts into the ferns and mud. Rena pulls Elara under a thick blanket of moss, her body a rigid shield over her otters. A shadow detaches itself from the fog. A male Utahraptor, larger than any they had glimpsed before, steps into the clearing. Its head, adorned with dull blue feathers, swivels on a muscular neck, its intelligent eyes scanning, its nostrils flaring. It clicks, a questioning, searching sound. Another raptor answers from the tree line. They are close. So close Bio can see the rainwater beading on its carrot and OUS snout. The lead raptor takes another step, its great sickle claw, the ungui corn, scraping against a stone with a sound that makes Bo's teeth ache. It listens, head cocked, to the profound silence. It hears nothing, only the drip of water, the sigh of the wind. There are no voices to guide it. After a moment that stretches into an eternity, it lets out a frustrated hiss and melts back into the fog. Its pack minus mate following. The clan remains frozen, their hearts hammering against their ribs, not daring to breathe until the silence feels their own again. They have survived. They have woven a cloak of quiet, and for the first time, the ghosts have passed them by. The silence is a cage. Weeks of it have hung their senses but frayed their souls. The clan has become adept at stealth, but they are starving. They cannot crack marrow bones, chip new stone tools, or doctor off lesser predators without making noise. Their quiet victory is a slow death sentence. Bioa knows this. He watches the younger hunters grow gaunt, their courage eroding into a constant, hunted minus animal watchfulness. Their evolution as Homo habilis, the tool minus maker, has been halted. The future of their very prehistory is balanced on a knife's edge. His search for a solution takes him to the high ridges, a place of wind and greater risk. It is there he finds the flaw in their world. A small stream gurgles down a shallow ravine, a pathetic barrier. But above it, the ridge is a mess of fractured rock and loose scree, a landslide waiting for a final push. An idea sparks, a concept of such audacious scale it feels like madness. He does not see rocks and water, he sees a weapon. He sees the power of fluvial processes as a tool of creation and destruction. He will not fight the ghosts with spears, he will fight them at the world itself. Back in the cave, his hands become a whirlwind of silent communication. Using charcoal on the flat stone, he draws the ravine, the cliff, the stream. He sketches the clan, pushing, heaving, then he draws the rocks falling, and a new, much larger Rivera wall of water and noise where the stream once was. He draws the raptor shapes on one side, and the clan, safe, on the other. It is a work of genius, a battle plan born of pure foresight. A silent boat is cast with grim, determined nods. They will trade one moment of terrifying sound for an eternity of safety. The work is brutal. They use fallen logs as massive levers, their combined weight straining against the keystone boulders at the base of the scree field. The scraping of wood on rock, the grunts of exertion, the sharp crack of a splintering log, each sound is a scream in the quiet jungle. Soon, the inevitable answer comes, a series of sharp, interrogating clicks from the fog minus choked trees below. They are coming. The most dangerous dinosaurs on their continent have heard the invitation. BOR gestures frantically. Faster, two of the strongest youths. Caden turn, take the most dangerous positions, ready for the final push. It is an act of pure altruism. If the slide is slow, they will be the first to be taken. The ground shudders. A deep groan echoes from the mountainside as the keystone shifts. The clicking below turns into a cacophony of excited, predatory shrieks. They are close. Now, BRR's voice, unused for so long, is a raw, shocking but Kale and Tam throw their entire weight against the log. For a heart-minus stopping second, nothing happens. Then, with a sound like the world splitting open, the cliff face gives way. A torrent of rock, soil, and ancient trees pours into the ravine. It is a thunderous, grinding roar that shakes the very bedrock. The glance crumbles back as the stream, choked with debris, swells instantly, diverting its course and tearing a new, violent path through the forest floor. A raging, impassable river is born in a single, cataclysmic moment. Through the dust, they see the feathered shapes of the Utahraptors on the far bank. Screeching in baffled fury, their path blocked. They are safe. The clan stands, breathing heavily, not in silence, but in the glorious, overwhelming noise of the river, a sound of their own making, a roar of defiance. Look at them, standing on the precipice of their new world, smeared in mud and sweat, listening to the roar of the water that is now their shield. What happened here was more than survival. It was the moment a hunted creature, a piece of walking meat, refused its role. In that desperate, brilliant act of geo-engineering, you can see the blueprint for everything that would follow. This is the first fortress wall, the first castle moat, conceived not in stone and mortar, but in the terrified mind of a hominid who dared to see the landscape as a chessboard. The entire arc of human evolution is not merely a story of stronger hands or bigger brains. It is a chronicle of audacious, impossible plans. This small clan, armed with nothing but cooperation and a profound understanding of gravity, did not just save themselves. They carved the first sentence in humanity's long and brutal argument against oblivion, proving that even the smallest mind, when sharp enough, could redirect the flow of a merciless world. How many of our own instincts to build, to divert, to control were born in moments just like this, in the terrifying shadow of a sickle claw? This is not the end of the struggle. It is the beginning of the war. A lone pterosaur circles high above, its cry heard over the new river, its sharp eyes watching a different clan, far to the south, as they drag a strange, glistening metal from a fallen star.